morning, it's Friday, November 17th. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian Kingsbury. I'm a full-time reseller and freelance photographer. I've been busy today. Got another day in the life video up on my channel. I also did a video of the top 20 most famous historical photos. So you want to check out both those videos this morning. Today, I've been busy listing into my small store. Got a lot of listings up already this morning. Now it's time to kind of check and see what sold. Looks like I had two sales. Let's take a look. We had two sales for $30.04. Let's see what sold. First item sold for $12.73. It's a 2XL Under Armour black and gray short sleeve camouflage design crew neck t-shirt top. Second item sold for $17.31. It's a pair of Echo black leather strappy sandal open toe shoes. Keyword beach, hike, and woman. Size 7, 7.5. European 38. So I'm going to grab those two orders, get some shipping on them, and then we're going to check out what sold out of the big store today. There they are, two orders out of the small store. We're going to get shipping on those and get them ready for the customer. So I just had a little printer issue. The key is you got to turn it on and off about 6 times. Then you got to curse at it and then it will work. So we got it printed. Those two labels for the small store orders. Now we're going to check out the big store and see what sold. Just logged into the big store. Looks like we had 4 orders. Let's see. 4 orders for $52.98. Let's see what sold. First item that sold for $17.31. It's a brand new Reebok Dallas Stars baseball style hockey hat. Adult, men's, man's, keyword strapback. Second item that sold for $14.99. It's a Calvin Klein 2-pocket solid dress shirt, button-up, long sleeve, large, keyword yellow. Third item that sold for $13.22. It's a Seahawks t-shirt, size extra large, 2015 National Champs blue t-shirt, short sleeve. Let's take a look at that graphic. It's a nice looking graphic. A little glare going, but it's got the 12s on there from 2015. It's a good year for the Seahawks. Fourth item that sold for $7.46. It's a loose CD, the best of the new Scooby-Doo movies DVD, disc 2. Thelma's on the cover there. Thelma, keyword cartoons, video. So last week I listed a bunch of DVDs starting at 99 cents, and that was one of them. That one actually sold for $2.99, I think. So they didn't do so well, but at least we got one sale out of the bunch. I tried it with using just stock photos since I just had the disc. Didn't have to bother taking photos, but not too many of them sold. So I'm not sure if I'll continue to do that or not. I have to think about it a little. I've got a bunch of loose disc CDs, DVDs. I might just be better off lotting those up in larger lots. So we'll think about it a little and make a decision on that at a later date. 4 orders pulled from inventory. I'm going to go ahead and get some shipping on those orders and get them ready for the customer. Time for a little lunch break, then I'm going to get back to listing into the big store this time. Halfway through the big stack that I was hoping to get done today. And then we're on to the last stack of the week. Inventory has been going up pretty steady, and hopefully that will result in some more sales next week. So I'm going to keep at it and keep listing. There it is. The big stack is now just a tiny small stack. Got a few more listings up and had a few more sales come through. Let me show you guys what sold. 2 more sales for $22.52. First item that sold for $17.51. It's a 2XL St. John's Bay blue cotton dress shirt. Second item that sold was one of those loose CDs I listed. $5.02 it sold for. It was for The Art of War by Bone Thugs and Harmony. Ruthless Records, 1 disc, hip-hop. There they are, pulled them from inventory. Gonna get some shipping on them and get them ready for the customer. It's almost 4:30 now. I've been listing like a madman, getting items into my small store. Quite a few up. I think I only have 4 left in that large stack that I photographed yesterday. So I'm almost done with that stack and moving on to the last stack. of inventory for the weekend. But I had a couple more orders come in while I was working. Let me show you what sold. 2 orders come in for $60.05. Let's see what sold. First item sold for $17.33. It's a pair of brand new Merona beige cotton flat front men's dress shorts, size 44 waist by 10.5 inch inseam. The other item sold for $42.83. It's a new Bakersfield Cityopoly board game. Keyword California, Realty, Reliant Realtors. Fun, USA. $42 and change for that board game. So I'm going to go grab those 2 items, get some shipping on them, and then get them ready to drop off at the post office tonight. So there they are. There's that board game. There's the other pair of shorts, was it? Yeah. I think what I'm going to do is cut this bag open and wrap that around there. I'm not used to shipping odd boxes like this, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge, but let's see if we can make it happen. There you see it. Some scissors, a little tape, a little muscle. Got that thing wrapped up like a Christmas present. Ready for the shipping label. So we're going to put some shipping on those and get them ready for the customer. Now that we got all my orders packed up, I thought it would be time for your favorite segment and mine. Brian reads the news. Let's check out the entertainment section of USA Today newspaper on their website and see what kind of stories they have for us today. Here's one that caught my eye. Dolly Parton dug deep to become a rock star. I'm going to bust a gut and do it. This is an article by Melissa Ruggeri of USA Today. She writes, all it took was some skepticism to propel Dolly Parton to write a rock album. The undisputed heroine of country music memorably declined her 2022 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nomination because she didn't think her career befitted that of a typical rock star. But she later acquiesced and accepted the induction with the promise that she would prove to herself and anyone who doubted her bona fide music talent that a country queen can readily morph into a rock and roll empress. Parton, 77, spent the past year not only recording a wallop of an album, 30 songs on the fittingly titled Rockstar, out now, but recruiting an outstanding lineup of musicians across generations to join her on covers of their hits. From Pink to Peter Frampton, Joan Jett to Judas Priest, Rob Halford, and the 2 living Beatles, Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr, the rock elite readily accepted the invite to sing with Parton. Many of the songs on Rockstar were recorded in separate locations, but Parton romped through studio sessions with Heart's Ann Wilson, Magic Man, Blondie's Debbie Harry, Heart of Glass, John Fogerty, Long as I Can See the Light, and Stevie Nicks, the original song, What Has Rock and Roll Ever Done for You, among others. Chatting from her Tennessee enclave, the ever-gracious and forthright Parton dove into details about converting into a rock star. Question, you said you picked songs that you knew you could sing, but did any present a vocal challenge since you're singing like Mick Jagger, Debbie Harry, or Robert Plant, who are very different types of singers? Answer, there were moments in the studio where I challenged myself. I thought, I wonder if I can hit that note I hear in my head. I wonder if my voice will do that. So I really had a lot of fun and thought, well, I'm going to go for it. And so I was very proud of myself because there were certain notes I hit, but I got in a different space in my head because I was doing rock and roll. I was trying to think like if I was one of the people who had grown up on rock and roll, I thought they had busted a gut trying to do it. So I'm going to bust a gut and do it. Another question. You have a handful of original songs on here like World on Fire and My Blue Tears. Why was it important to you to mix in some new material? I'm a publisher and writer. I wanted to have some of my own songs on the album, and I thought if it's a big album, I want to put that money into my publishing company, and I wanted people to think I could write something that was fitting for a record like this. I co-wrote a lot of them with album producer Kent Wells. I wanted to put that in his publishing company as well, but he wanted to feel like we were a big part of the process because we were very into the album together. Another question. Did any of the artists surprise you? Her answer. I was really proud of Sting. I love Every Breath You Take, and when I asked Sting, I sent him my version, and he was very complimentary, and he said I would love to try some things. He did all these beautiful harmonies himself, and I did 3-part harmonies, so it was just the two of us on that record, and it sounded like a whole bunch of people. Same thing with Steve Perry on Open Arms. We spent a lot of time working on the harmonies. Another question. Having Lizzo play flute on Stairway to Heaven is an inspired choice. When did you become aware of her flute skills? Her answer. I had seen her on TV and heard her talk about it and seen her play it. I knew there was a flute in the original record, so rather than get a studio musician, we thought, why not get Lizzo? She was hot at the time and she just killed it. I loved it. She's great on the flute. It's so great. She named it Sasha Flute, just like a person. Question. Your husband Carl is a big fan of that song. Does he like this version? Yes, he cared for that one I did with a bluegrass country flavor in 2002, but when he heard this, he said, that's pretty good. That was high praise for him to say that. He's such a rock fan. He just thought there's a few things other people shouldn't do. Stairway and Freebird. I did them both. Laughs. I wasn't trying to defy him. I just wanted to do those songs. If I wanted to do a rock album, Purple Rain, Stairway to Heaven, and Freebird, I have to do those 3. Question. You sing with your goddaughter Miley Cyrus on Wrecking Ball. How special was it to sing one of her songs? Her answer. It was necessary for me. I love that song and I love Miley, but she was one of the first people I thought about. I knew I had to have her on my rock album because Miley is the new rock chick in my mind. I love her whole voice, her whole persona. She's just a rock star, and she's my goddaughter, and I loved her all my life. And we're very close, and we sing great together. I'm really proud of that. Question. I love how you worked in I Will Always Love You at the end of Wrecking Ball. How did that come about? Last year I did my show in Miami with Miley for New Year's Eve, and we did Wrecking Ball and I Will Always Love You as 2 separate songs. So when we got in the studio and I was doing my background vocals, that just came to me to throw in a few lines on the spot. Question. You got 2 living Beatles to collaborate with you. Was there ever a "is this really happening" moment when you're with McCartney and Starr on Let It Be? Answer. I had known Paul. I had met him on different occasions to say hi or talk about Nashville. So I asked him if he would sing with me on it, and he said yes, and I'll play piano if you want me to. So that, of course, sent me over the moon. So then I thought if I could get Ringo to replace the drums that I had on there, that would be great to have 2 living Beatles on the same record. But then Peter Frampton played a little on it, and Mick Fleetwood plays some percussion, so we made it even more special. Question. Now that this album is finished, is there another major project you still want to tackle? Answer. I'm tackling one right now. I'm doing my life story as a Broadway musical. I've written the music and I'm recording it now. The script is done, so it's more about the music and starting to cast. So my next big album will probably be my cast album. I don't have any plans to record any other music, but I'm doing some songs for several country artists. I did another song with Zach Williams, and I'll get to work with some rockers and do some rock songs on their albums. Question. Is there a time frame for your musical? Answer. We're hoping to have it on stage in 2025. I've been working on it forever. It's not a jukebox musical, it's a true story. It's a big production and a lot of original songs. Of course it will have to have the hit songs and the stories leading up to those things. I had at one time planned to do a biopic, but then everybody was doing one, so I thought, nah, I'm going Broadway. So I'm hoping to make it. So that's interesting. I don't know how I think about Dolly Parton as a rock star. I guess she did country, she conquered country, so to try rock isn't too much of a stretch. I could definitely see her doing a Broadway musical. I think I would prefer to see her do that, but I'll have to give that rock album a listen. It has all those hits on there and a couple new ones, so definitely worth a listen. You can't go wrong with Dolly Parton. There it is. The order's ready to go to the post office. I'm gonna head into town, drop some my packages off at the post office, and probably call this the end to the video. I'm gonna meet with some friends and play some cards tonight. But I want to thank everybody for watching and helping me get a little closer to that 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. That's the goal, heading inching closer to that day after day. Getting out these daily vlogs, and hopefully you guys are liking the content. Trying to keep it fun and do some different things. So look forward to more in the future. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.